Part 1. Time, a broader concept and the relationship between humanity and the universe. Time is a concept with countless definitions, and perhaps we will never fully grasp it. Both humans and the universe are subject to time, and the continuous movement of time is not only a measure but also a fundamental principle in how the world operates. From the movements of celestial bodies in the universe to the development of each living being, from the small moments in human life to the grand shifts in society. Time is ever present and changes everything. However, can humans truly understand time and control it, as so many have dreamed? The primordial universe gave birth to time. Time is not merely a concept in physics or philosophy. It is an inseparable part of how the universe operates. The grand phenomena of the universe, from the birth of stars to the formation of planets, are all measured and governed by time. The birth and death of a star, the chaos of celestial bodies, the movement of planets, all of these are calculated according to specific units of time. Time is even considered as part of spacetime, a concept introduced by Einstein that revolutionized our worldview about time and space. However, for humans, time can be understood and perceived in many different ways. We often talk about time flying by, time dragging on, or not enough time. Time is not just a mechanical flow, it is something we can feel, and it influences our emotions and behaviors. For a child, time may seem slow, each day dragging on endlessly. But for the elderly, time passes as though it is a fleeting breeze. Thus, humans are constantly trying to define, understand, and control time. Throughout history, we have found ways to do so. Time in science. In science, time is seen as an objective and measurable factor. Scientific time is simply the division of time into even intervals, usually measured by a clock, and it has no color, no quality of brightness or darkness. Scientific time is assumed to be unchanged and never stops. Whether you are in prison or freely walking outside, time moves uniformly and never waits for anyone. Time never goes backward, it is simply the successive unfolding of events, the endless movement in the universe. However, if time were only scientific time, we would never fully understand its deeper significance in human life. Humans are not machines that only measure time in a monotonous way. We have emotions, memories, and awareness. These factors give rise to another concept of time: physiological time and psychological time. Physiological time and psychological time. Physiological time is the time that the human body experiences throughout its life. It is the time we perceive through growth, aging, and recovery from injury. For example, a wound on a 5-year-old will heal much faster than the same wound on a 50-year-old. The human body changes, grows, and ages over time. Physiological time is influenced by many factors, from age to health and even mental state. Therefore, physiological time is not always uniform and can vary during different stages of life. However, while physiological time is about changes in the body, psychological time is related to our personal perception. Psychological time is measured by emotions, how we feel about what is happening around us. Time can pass very quickly when we are happy, when we are engrossed in work, or when we experience memorable moments. Conversely, when we are sad, anxious, or facing challenges, time feels like it is dragging, as though everything is stagnant. Philosophy of time, different perspectives. In philosophy, time has always been a debated topic. From ancient Greek philosophers to modern thinkers, each has had their own views on time. Heraclitus, one of the greatest Greek philosophers, offered a famous view on time: no one ever steps in the same river twice. This view suggests that time is a continuous change, and everything is always in flux. According to Heraclitus, time is not a stable entity, but rather the continuous movement of all things. Each moment is different and cannot be recreated. In contrast, Plato believed that time is only a reflection of a timeless, ideal world. He argued that alongside the changing physical world, there exists a world of ideals, untouched by time. Where everything is perfect and immutable, time, for Plato, is merely a shadow of the motion in the material world. This view presents an entirely different perspective from Heraclitus. Another philosopher, Aristotle, viewed time as a measure of change. He believed that time only exists when there is motion, when there is a shift from one state to another. Time cannot exist without change, and it is merely a concept we use to measure and understand the processes of movement. Time in modern science, the theory of relativity. Since Einstein developed the theory of relativity in the early 20th century, we have gained a completely new perspective on time. The theory of relativity combines space and time into a single concept, spacetime. According to this theory, time is not separate from space but is instead intertwined with it. Space and time are two aspects of the same entity, and they can be distorted by matter and energy. This means that time can slow down, or even stop, under extremely special conditions, such as near black holes or when moving at speeds close to the speed of light. The theory of relativity opened up the possibility of time travel, although many questions remain unanswered. For example, time travel to the past is still a very difficult and risky proposition. Paradoxes like the grandfather paradox or the predestination paradox make changing the past nearly impossible. But could we overcome these limitations? Could there be ways to control and use time the way we desire? Part 2: Time and Paradoxes, the Invisible Limits. Time, which is an inseparable element in all aspects of life, is not only a smooth-flowing stream but also full of paradoxes and instability that humanity has always had to face. Over thousands of years, we have relentlessly explored and defined time, from ancient philosophical concepts to modern physical theories. Although time is a part of the infinite universe, we still constantly try to overcome its limits. Can we change the past? Can we control the future? Or is time just an unbreakable flow? Time and its connection with space. Before delving into the paradoxes and more complex concepts of time, we need to understand that time is not a separate concept but must be viewed in the intimate relationship with space. Albert Einstein's theory of general relativity ushered in a new era in our understanding of time. He not only proved that time and space are not independent entities, but they can bend, change, and influence each other under the effects of matter and energy. This is the foundation of the concept of spacetime, where time. This understanding opened the door to new questions about time travel. One prominent concept in modern physics is the idea of time loops. This phenomenon is known as time dilation, and it can alter how humans experience and perceive time in the vast universe. The paradoxes of time and time travel to the past. One of the long-standing and difficult questions about time is whether we can go back to the past. The concept of time travel has always captivated humanity. In many science fiction stories, time travel is depicted as a miraculous machine that can transport people from the present to the past, change history, or even correct mistakes. But in reality, is it possible? One of the most famous paradoxes related to time travel is the grandfather paradox. This story is considered a classic example of the contradictions caused by time travel. In this scenario, a person travels to the past and kills their grandfather before he can meet their grandmother. This would result in the person's father or mother never being born, and consequently, the person would never have been born to travel back in time to kill their grandfather. This paradox forces us to reflect on the fees. However, even if we assume that time travel is possible, this raises deeper questions about the principle of causality. Every event in the universe has a cause and effect, and if we change one event in the past, the result of that change could create a chain of new events, completely altering the original outcomes. This is one of the biggest paradoxes of time travel. If there is no consistency in the chain of events, can our world continue to exist? Time and free will. The relationship between time and free will is one of the oldest philosophical topics. If time is an unchanging flow, can humans truly be free in their decisions? Or are all our actions already predetermined by an external force, following an unchangeable sequence of events? Philosophers like Arthur Schopenhauer believe that humans do not have true freedom in their decisions, but instead, everything is controlled by an external force, which he called the will to live. According to Schopenhauer, time is merely a blueprint of the material world, and human actions, although they appear to be free, are in fact reflections of eternal and changeable principles. Other philosophers argue that time is not a force that dictates everything, but rather, human perception and consciousness create time. Time, according to this view, is just a way for humans to categorize and understand the events in the world around them. Therefore, instead of time controlling us, we are the ones who create and define time according to our perspectives. Time and physics, relativity and paradoxes. With the advent of Einstein's general theory of relativity, time is no longer seen as a fixed element but as part of space. Modern physics has shown that time can bend, stretch, and in some cases, even stop completely. This presents a huge challenge in studying time travel. Can we actually travel through time using these theories, or is it just an illusion in science fiction? In reality, traveling to the past is extremely difficult and may never be possible. However, one prominent theory about time travel is the concept of wormholes. Wormholes are points in space where time is so heavily curved that they could create a passage through both space and time. Scientists believe that if we could control wormholes, we might be able to travel through time and space effectively. However, this concept remains a theory, and there is no experimental evidence yet to confirm that it. Time and immutable. Finally, no matter how much we can control time, there are things that humans cannot change. The essence of time, or the immutable nature of time, always exists. And like space, which can be bent or changed, time continues to flow regardless of whether we want it to or not. This unchangeable nature makes time a unique concept that humans must learn to face and understand more deeply. One important lesson that humanity can learn from these paradoxes and theories about time is acceptance. We cannot change the past, and we cannot fully control the future. However, what matters is that we can use the present moment to create positive changes in our lives and influence the world around us.